I think a lot of people know that Knolly Bikes never started as a business. It started as me designing a bike for myself, some friends. That was what the VTAC was created for, and it was a bit of a surprise when next thing we knew we had a bunch of people asking for those frames in 2004 and 2005. When the first VTAC was designed 10 years ago, I don't think anybody realized, or certainly not myself, how valid the suspension design would be in the future. I have to remember that at that time Knolly wasn't a company, it was just design progression for myself and for some friends, but the design really was way in advance of anything else, and now we're 10 years down the road and it's still an extremely competitive design. In fact, in some cases it's regarded as the most competitive technical design in the market right now. Obviously we're a little biased saying that, but certainly our track record can support that with our customer base. In my hands here I have the very humble beginnings of the Podium. This dates back almost 5-6 years. This was the very first prototype test rig that we built, and it has some crazy stuff going on with this idler pulley out front and that. But what this allowed us to do is it allowed us to really get the engineering of the suspension and pedaling dynamics of the bike dialed down and get it to a place where we're comfortable with. It took several years to get to that point in testing, and we had pro team riders on the bike, myself obviously. But it did give us a basis to develop the first generation Podium, which was released in 2010, and now the new second generation 2013 Podium. I test all the frames that we build and design, and obviously in the prototyping stage we do a lot of in-house testing in terms of riding the bike to make sure the bike feels correctly, it fits correctly, the suspension works the way we want it to. And additionally to that, we do engineering design testing on the computer, FEA analysis, and of course we do destructive testing, and we have our pro rider team also that vets these frames out before they reach the public. Often there's been several years worth of work, engineering work, design work, pre-production prototypes, early stage prototypes, and it all culminates in literally one day of building a bike and taking that bike out on the trails. And we're very fortunate in Vancouver to have an amazing collection of trails. There's literally been 2 or 3 hours in every direction, hundreds and hundreds of trails, so we can find a trail that's very suitable for every product that we have in the market right now. This is the 2013 Knolly Podium. It is a brand new product for this year, and it's taken all the great performance characteristics of the first generation Podium and improved upon them. Our goal with this product was simply to make the original bike better in every aspect, not to compromise any area at all. One of the big things on this bike is it's almost a pound lighter than the original frame. It's stiffer, we've removed a bunch of parts so that it's easier to service. Like all of our bikes, shock is very, very easy to tune, replace, work on. It's very visible in here and easy to access. The 4x4 linkage is the original design on the bike, on our products. It's what we call the standard version of the 4x4. It's designed for heavier duty products, and certainly any of you who've seen our team riders riding this bike know that these bikes are used in extreme situations. Guys like Ryan and James and Garrett can't find the limitations of the bike. I think they're pleasantly surprised just at how far they can push this bike and it doesn't hold them back. And yet it's incredibly manageable for the average rider as well. I think the best thing about the Podium is it feels natural. And this is a compliment that our products get a lot, is that people get on them and they just feel at home. They can literally be on the bike for a few minutes or maybe half an hour or so maximum, and assuming the bike's set up reasonably correctly, they just feel very, very comfortable and natural on the bike. I'm very excited for the future of Knolly. We've got a great team of people working at the company, and I think we've got a really good, clear focus on the products we're developing for the future. We've certainly had a lot of success with our current generation of products, which we've had in the market since 2012, and those products seem to be garnering more and more support, and we're just looking forward to adding to that product lineup.